Creating artificial intelligence was for them to become gods, to create an all-seeing eye. And the cybernetics group that basically dictated the direction for this project was intertwined with the CIA. And what's interesting is out of the cybernetics group came two fundamental projects. So one was the creation of a personal computer, and the other one was MK Ultra. And their goal is to create this global computer that sees all, sees everything, and where the humans evolved to create a collective mind. And according to Francis Hayline, because Francis Hayline says that religions have failed us, most ideologies have failed us, and the world is in chaos, and we now need something to unite us. And he said that if we can create this artificial intelligence and this global mind, then humanity will finally have something to worship.
We are attempting now to describe the operation of a net in terms of the probability that there will be a message from A to B in a given time period. We plot the net as a matrix. We put ones where there is a link and zeros where there is no direct link.
5, 4, 3, 2, all engines running. Launch commit, liftoff.
At stake was the unveiling of an entirely new paradigm, one which encompassed a holistic view of control that could potentially govern the world and the mind. The system they came up with required that individuals and society be placed in a common communications network.
The eye of the beholder sees a strange new technology.
It all centered around man-computer symbiosis.
Would you advocate a world ruled by scientists and by the super brains?
No.
We are fit for discovering how the world works. We're not fit for telling other people what to do.
Cybernetics was first described by Norbert Wiener as communication and control in the animal and the machine.
We have contributed to the initiation of a new science which embraces technological developments with great possibilities for good and evil.
This was especially so since the computing machine had already reached a point of such complexity that it threatened man's freedom to make individual decisions.
We do not have a choice in suppressing these new technological developments. We can only hand it over to the world that exists about us. There are those who hope for the good of a better understanding of man and society that may anticipate and outweigh the incidental contribution we are making to the concentration of power. I am compelled to say that it is a very slight hope.
Wiener, Rosenbluth, and Bigelow presented the ideas of their paper, Behavior, Teleology, and Purpose. It was written in '43, but couldn't be published until 1947 due to secrecy. They had a universal mechanism to create goal-seeking behavior that made machines and even people basically programmable, and showed how the communication of neurons could be modeled by a digital computer.
The mind, in contradistinction to brain and behavior, emerged in the 1950s as a legitimate object of experimental research. The Neural Nets project of McCullough and Pitts spearheaded this cognitivist turn in the 1940s. Science of mind thus became a science of signals based on binary logic. Neural nets bridge the gulf between body and mind, matter and form.
The comparisons between the central nervous system as an electronic machine and the digital computer as an artificial brain boiled down to questions of logic, mathematics, and the very nature of reality itself. Many of the cybernetics members were now talking literally about constructing an artificial matrix.